Let me get straight to the point. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you wondered if she wanted something more, but you just weren't sure? Maybe, in that moment, she was giving you clear signals that she wanted to take things to the next level. Yeah, I know that sounds pretty forward, but that's exactly what we're here to talk about. 5 specific behaviors that most guys completely miss. And you know what's even crazier? If you're watching this right now, chances are you might have already let some of these moments slip by without even realizing. Picture this. She's right there next to you, giving you those looks, moving closer, and all you're seeing is a casual conversation, a bit of laughter. But while you're thinking it's just friendly, she's actually throwing out some of the clearest signs that she's interested in something more. 5 signs I'm about to walk you through, and if you can pick up on them, it could change everything for you. Ready? Let's jump right into the first behavior you can't afford to miss. Before we dive into these 5 behaviors, let's get one thing straight. What I'm about to show you isn't some magic trick to manipulate or push anything. Far from it. The goal here is to help you understand and respect these signals, because, at the end of the day, each of these behaviors only really matters when there's genuine connection and natural chemistry. The truth is, learning to read someone's signals is a skill that can save you a lot of confusion and even some pretty awkward situations. Maybe you've been in a spot where you weren't sure if a woman was interested, but held back because you didn't want to misread things. That's where being more tuned in and aware of her behavior comes into play. These signals I'm about to share will help you feel more confident reading the situation, but they also require that you stay attentive and sensitive to her cues. So, let's go through this together with respect, always keeping in mind that each behavior you notice needs to be interpreted carefully. Respect is what makes any real connection worth it. You'll see that as you pick up on these signals, not only will your confidence grow, but your communication will become more genuine, which is so much more valuable than any one technique. With that in mind, now let's get to the good stuff. Get ready, because the first behavior might seem subtle, but it speaks volumes about her interest. Let's dive in. Behavior 1. Intense and prolonged eye contact. You know that moment when she holds eye contact with you a little longer than usual, like she's trying to figure something out about you? This kind of eye contact, when it's prolonged and full of intention, is one of the strongest signs of interest. And I'm not talking about a quick glance or a distracted look. I'm talking about that deep gaze that almost seems like a conversation of its own, where words aren't even necessary. She's right there, looking at you, and you just know it's more than a casual glance. Now, the big question is, how do you respond without coming off as insecure or overly confident? The tip here is simple but powerful. Hold her gaze. Show that you noticed, that you're present in the moment. Maybe add a light smile, something that shows you're comfortable and don't feel the need to look away or react dramatically. It's like you're saying with your eyes, "Yeah, I'm enjoying this too, and I see what's happening here. But here's a warning. Don't turn this into a staring contest to see who looks away first. Eye contact is a connection, not a competition. So, let this be a bridge between you two. Show with your gaze that you're tuned in to what's happening, without rushing or forcing anything. The key here is to feel comfortable in your own space, because that confidence comes across naturally and creates an atmosphere that makes her interest even more obvious. Another important point is to pay attention to what she does after that eye contact. If she glances away and then looks back at you, it's almost an invitation to come a little closer. In that case, the best move is to take it slow. Keep the conversation light, but let her know you're picking up on the signals. Maybe you add a simple comment like, "I like the way you're looking at me." It's like you're trying to figure something out about me. It breaks the ice, shows confidence, and lets her know you're open to her interest, but without adding any pressure. This first behavior might be subtle, but if you're paying attention, it says a lot. It's almost like a silent game between the two of you, where the interest is clear, but neither of you has to say a single word. Behavior 2. Physical proximity. Alright, let me tell you about one of the strongest and probably one of the least subtle signs of interest: physical proximity. When a woman starts getting closer to you, moving into your personal space, that's a strong indication she's interested. And look, this isn't one of those behaviors that can be easily misinterpreted, because no one moves in that close without a reason. If she's right there, close to you, It's because she's comfortable and wants to feel that connection a bit more. Picture this. You're both at a bar or somewhere with plenty of space for her to keep her distance, but she chooses to sit or stand closer. Sometimes it's that accidental touch on your arm as she laughs at a joke, or maybe she adjusts her seat to be a little nearer. These are the quiet signals she's sending, and this is where you need to pay attention. Now, here's the important part. How should you respond? The worst thing you can do is rush it or act like it's a done deal. Instead, let her closeness set the tone and respond with a natural, relaxed vibe. If she touches your arm, you could respond with a light, casual touch, nothing that lingers too long or seems too eager. Showing that you're also comfortable keeps things easygoing and adds to the natural flow without any pressure. Remember, the key here is subtlety. By responding with simple, gentle gestures, you show that you're in sync without stepping into her space too quickly. And here's the thing. If she's genuinely interested, she'll keep up those little touches, and that's when things start to unfold naturally. A great trick is to use body language that mirrors hers. If she leans in, lean in just a bit too. If she gets closer, close the gap just slightly. It's like a dance, where both of you can show interest without jumping the gun. This kind of interaction creates a vibe of comfort and a gradual sense of intimacy that makes a real difference. Bottom line, when she's choosing to be closer to you, she's giving you a clear sign that she wants to feel more of that connection. Enjoy those moments, but always respect her pace. Over time, this closeness becomes more and more natural, and you'll find yourselves on the same wavelength before you even realize it. Behavior 3. Signs of comfort and openness. Now let's talk about a more subtle behavior that says a lot about what's going on between you two. Signs of comfort and openness. This is when she starts adjusting her hair, touching her face, or even fixing her clothes. And here's the thing. It's more than just an automatic gesture. These are clear signals that she's comfortable, but also wants to make a good impression on you. These small, almost unconscious adjustments show that she's paying attention to how you're seeing her. If she starts playing with her hair or touching her neck while looking at you, it's a pretty good sign she's interested and wants you to notice. Signs of openness also include relaxed body language, no crossed arms, and a posture that's directed toward you, showing she's receptive. So, what should you do when you notice these signals? The first thing is to keep your own body language open and friendly, showing that you're at ease too. Avoid leaning in or moving too close. You don't want to create any pressure. The trick here is to respond to her signals with a calm and interested expression, showing that you're enjoying the moment without looking like you're analyzing her every move. Another great tip is to acknowledge these signals with a light, casual compliment. You could say something like, "I really like how comfortable you are." It's rare to see someone so at ease. It's a compliment, but it's subtle, and it creates a vibe where she feels appreciated and comfortable to keep being herself. What makes this behavior so special is its simplicity. These gestures of comfort and openness show that she's in a positive headspace, where she feels safe and connected with you. And honestly, this is where the magic happens. When someone feels comfortable, that's when conversations flow naturally and true connections start to form. This is the point where you realize you don't have to force anything. The vibe between you two is already speaking volumes. Behavior 4. Playful remarks or provocative teasing. And now we're at a behavior that, for many, is one of the clearest signs she's interested. The suggestive comments and playful teasing. You know those lines that seem innocent but, if you listen closely, have a little extra meaning behind them? When she starts making comments that blur the line between friendship and romantic interest, that's when you need to really pay attention. This kind of teasing can come in many forms. It might be a lighthearted jab, a joke about how you're hard to read, or a comment on how well you two seem to get along. Or sometimes, it can be more direct, like saying, "If you keep looking at me like that, I might have to do something about it." These little remarks carry a hint of mystery, suggesting that there's more there, without her having to put it all out on the table. It's her way of testing how you'll respond, without fully exposing her intentions. So, how do you respond to this without losing the lightness of the moment? The trick here is to play along, but keep it subtle. Instead of going overboard with some big reaction or heavy joke, respond with a smile and a reply that gently teases back, without pushing too hard. For example, you could say, "Oh yeah? So, what exactly are you hoping to find out with that look?" It's playful, keeps the banter going, and leaves room for her to engage if she wants to. The key here is to keep things natural. Responding to this kind of teasing with light, confident humor shows that you got the message and are comfortable keeping things fun without rushing anything. One of the biggest mistakes you can make is taking this teasing as a green light and overreacting. Instead, let the conversation keep unfolding. Show her that you noticed the playful hint, but that you're more interested in building a connection than in jumping to conclusions. These playful exchanges are like a game, where the interest is gradually tested, and you have a chance to show that you're in tune with her. Respect the flow of the conversation and enjoy these moments to build a vibe of lightness and humor. Because in the end, it's these playful, mysterious back and forths that let interest grow naturally and authentically. Behavior 5. Direct or indirect invitations to continue the date. And here we are at the final sign, and it might just be one of the clearest of all. When she, either directly or indirectly, suggests spending more time together. This is that moment when she says something like, "This night's been great. Do you know anywhere else we could go?" Or, "It's a shame it's getting late." Even if subtle, this kind of invitation shows she wants more time with you and is giving you an opening to keep the night going. So, how should you respond to these invitations? First off, the ideal way is to play it naturally. If you're also feeling like you'd like to extend the night, suggesting another spot to continue chatting can be a perfect response. The trick is to keep the tone light, suggesting a place where you can talk more, without pushing for a setting that implies more intimacy right away. You could say something like, "Well, there's a cafe nearby that stays open late. How about we head over there and keep this conversation going?" The great thing about this kind of invitation is that it's clear she wants to spend more time with you, but at the same time, it gives you the opportunity to set a comfortable pace. The important thing is not to take this as a guarantee that she wants to go further immediately. Instead, use the extra time to strengthen the connection and show her that you genuinely enjoy being around her. This is the moment to keep the vibe positive and easygoing. She's chosen to spend more time with you, and that's a great sign that things are flowing well. Responding to her invitation with interest and respect is the best way to make sure you're both on the same page. From here, the night goes at your own rhythm. When the interest is genuine, there's no rush, and each moment you spend together builds a stronger, more authentic connection. So, take this opportunity, enjoy the moment, and let things unfold naturally. Alright, now that you know these 5 behaviors, I think the next time you're in a similar situation, you'll start to notice these signs a lot more clearly. And that's the real takeaway. Understanding that someone's intentions are often revealed in subtle ways, through small gestures, looks, and details. The best part? Once you start noticing these signals, you'll feel more confident, because now you understand what's going on and can respond in a natural and respectful way. But here's an important point to remember. Every signal is an opportunity to build connection, not an absolute guarantee. At the end of the day, respect and patience are what make any relationship worthwhile. So even if you pick up on these behaviors, treat each one as a chance to enjoy the moment and connect, without rushing things. When you let things flow naturally, the chance of creating a genuine connection goes way up. Now, I want to hear from you. Ever been in a situation like this? Notice some of these signs and found yourself wondering what to do? Drop a comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear your story. And if this video helped you out, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Here, we go straight to what actually makes a difference in relationships. So, stay tuned, and next time you notice any of these signs, remember, now you've got the insight to respond with confidence and authenticity. See you in the next video.